Good evening, good evening. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, it's time for part 3 of Blitzball Champ's anime collection. And tonight, I'm going to cover the remaining letters, which would be letters Q through Z. So, this is to finish it off. Don't have too much in this one, but certain letters definitely have a good handful of titles. But let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to just let you know right now, I don't have anything for Q. It's kind of, I don't know a whole lot of anime that starts with the letter Q, but I don't have any Q. So from Q, let's move on to R. Okay. So, got a couple of titles, just a few titles, actually, for R. So, for the letter R, first off, the complete series, had it turned around on the wrong side. The complete series of Reboot. That's right. Now, this is on DVD. I don't believe they have Reboot on Blu-ray, but it's all 47 episodes on 9 DVDs. This is the definitive mainframe edition. I got this actually not too long ago, and I remember watching Reboot, because Reboot actually used to be on Toonami a long time ago, and then it was, if I remember correctly, it was also a Saturday morning cartoon, but I had seen a little bit of it at first, but once it came to Toonami, I saw a little more. Never finished it, but it was quite an interesting series. I mean, virtual reality, stuck in takes place inside of a computer world. So, I mean, it's a very interesting concept. So, definitely hope to finish this at some point, but always thought Reboot was pretty neat. Definitely gave me that cyber computer world fix. I wouldn't say that it was on like the level of Tron or anything like that, but it was still pretty cool for what it was. So, got to give some love to Reboot, and don't know if they'll ever put this on Blu-ray, but I mean, it's not impossible, right? But we'll see. Maybe down the road they'll release it on Blu-ray, and I'll probably get a Blu-ray copy of this. But yeah. But yeah, they have seasons 1 and 2 on 2 discs, 3 and 4. Or excuse me, there's 2 sets of seasons 1 and 2, and then 2 sets of seasons 3 and 4, and then a bonus features disc on here. So on the side there. But yeah, pretty neat. And then this next one is definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorite animes. And that is Rurouni Kenshin. And what I have right here is the complete TV series on DVD. So the TV series is 95 episodes on 22 DVDs. And I know it doesn't start with the letter R, but I mean, we're kind of going to transition into the letter S. To go along with this, I have Samurai X, the motion picture, as well as the Samurai X director's cut. So this includes Reflection, Trust, and Betrayal. This is also on DVD. But going back to the TV series, funny story about this. I actually got this. This is one of my most memorable purchases. But I actually got this at Animazement long time ago. I was actually unemployed at the time. I think this was the third or fourth Animazement that I went to, and I remember I was in the dealer's room, and there was a bunch of different vendors that had this, like, brand new, never before opened, sealed, everything like that, for like $150 or more. Because at the time, this was pretty rare. This was really rare. And I went to vendor after vendor after vendor, and had similar price or higher. So I started to give up hope. But then there was one last vendor, and there was this old lady, and they had one of these, brand new, sealed, wrapped. And at first I was thinking in my mind, well, it's probably going to be like 150 or 200 or some sort of super duper expensive price. But it's like, you know what? Let me ask, just to get confirmation. Let me ask. So I asked her how much was she charging, and she said 90. And as soon as she said $90, I was like, sold. I reached in my wallet so fast, pulled out $100, and yeah, I bought this like instantly. As soon as she said 90, my wallet was already in my hand. So I went ahead and went in, and Carlos the Creator, thank you for the raid. So I went in on this because I didn't want to take a chance to miss out, because there was no telling if there was going to be another vendor that would be selling this for $90 or lower than $150. So I had to go in. Definitely had to go in. But I remember I watched this all the way through in about under a month during the summertime, because, you know, at the time I was unemployed. Kind of sucked. But I just went in heavy on this and binge watched the mess out of this over the summer. Hey, Carlos the Creative. Nice Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, definitely one of my most memorable purchases and one of my favorite series. And then, of course, they had Rurouni Kenshin on Toonami as well. So, but yeah, definitely love the series. If you're into action, highly recommend it. And of course, with Samurai X, it's a little more darker, but definitely good to check these out as well. A lot of backstory on the main character, Kenshin Himura. So definitely check these out. And this is another series that I really, really hope they bring to Blu-ray. They got to bring this to Blu-ray. I'm really, really hoping. Fingers crossed. Good taste in anime that you have. Thank you. Thank you. I try. I try. So that takes care of R, and pretty much that transitions into S. So let's take a look at the letter S, which I have a lot for S. I actually have a good bit for S. Let's start with this pile. So this first one, want to give a shout out to, my friends Omar and Visceral Motions. They actually told me about this anime. I haven't gotten through it, but definitely when I checked it out, definitely had to go in on it. And that's Soul Eater. So this is Soul Eater, the Weapon Collection, and the Meister Collection. So this is the complete series of Soul Eater on Blu-ray. Really like the box art here. And then not only that, I also got Soul Eater Not as well, which I've heard a lot of good things about this, which at first I was hesitant to get this, but I've heard a lot of great feedback, so I figured, why not? I mean, from what I've seen of Soul Eater, it was really, really good, so I figured, why not? But Soul Eater, definitely highly recommend. I love the art style, and the characters are pretty neat. And typically, a lot of the anime cons that I've gone to, there's at least a small handful of Soul Eater cosplay. I mean, I see it quite a bit ever since I started going to anime conventions. So Soul Eater is still a very much lovable series. So definitely happy to own this. And this is another one that I still got to get all the way through. But Soul Eater, really, really good. And next up, this was an anime that I first came across from listening to Kotoko. Kotoko did the opening theme to the third season of this anime, and then once I looked up the song and I looked up the anime that it was from, saw trailers, thought it was really, really cool, so I decided to check it out. It was on Hulu at the time, and I fell in love with it. And I ended up binge watching this all the way through. But that is Shakugan no Shana. That's right. So this is season 1 on Blu-ray. Like the box art. There's Shana, the Flame Haze. Season 2, more Shana. Season 3, which definitely was my favorite season. Probably like the most action-packed. And mainly because it had, Light My Fire by Kotoko as the opening theme. And then, of course, the OVA series. And let's not forget the movie. So the complete collection of Shakugan no Shana. This is the second release, because they did a regular release and then they did an Essentials release, which of course Essentials is a little bit cheaper. And to be honest, Shakugan no Shana is pretty easily accessible. I've seen this anime on sale like all the time. Like whether it was Funimation, Right Stuff Anime. I've even seen it on sale on Amazon before. But you want a pretty good story, great characters, and great action, I highly recommend Shakugan no Shana. I know Visceral Motions, he hated it. It wasn't his thing. But honestly, I really fell in love with this when I saw the first couple of episodes, and I just ended up binging it just all the way through. But yeah, 3 seasons, the OVA series, and 1 movie is Shakugan no Shana. Definitely, highly recommend. Check it out. Alright, let's get the rest of the S's over here. Alright. Now this next one is one that I'm definitely proud to own, and is an amazing anime. Of course, by one of my favorite directors, Shinichiro Watanabe, director of my all-time favorite anime, Cowboy Bebop. You like action? You like samurai play? Do you like hip-hop? Do you like rap? Well, you will definitely love Samurai Champloo. Yep, Carlos the Creative, you said it. Samurai Champloo, the complete series on Blu-ray. See that signature? That was autographed by the man himself, Shinichiro Watanabe, who I've met twice. Both times were at Animazement. But yeah, excellent anime. And not only that, one of the main characters, Mugen, is voiced by Steve Bloom. The same Steve Bloom that voiced Spike Spiegel, Roger Smith, and other characters as well. But yeah, definitely love this anime. I remember first seeing this anime on Adult Swim, and fell in love with the opening, and just the soundtrack was so good. I mean, just so good. Excellent soundtrack. Nujabes was one of the headliners of the soundtrack, which I do own the soundtrack on CD. Unfortunately, he did pass away. The animation and art style was really good, and just the action was awesome. The action was really awesome. And like I said, 26 episodes here on 3 discs. But this is a very popular anime, very easily accessible. Yeah, Carlos, the creative RAP, Nujabes, definitely did an excellent job with the music. But, you know, this is, every now and then, I'll see some Samurai Champloo cosplay, whether somebody's dressed up as Fu or Jin or Mugen. Every now and then I'll see some Samurai Champloo cosplay. But went through this anime about a good 2 or 3 times. Definitely need to revisit it. It's been a long time. But highly, highly recommend this anime. Like I said, Watanabe-san did a great job with directing this. And, you know, honestly, like I said, if you like samurais, if you like a lot of that action, if you like hip-hop, definitely check this out. You won't regret it. But yeah, Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo is oddly a sleeper hit in America. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. And 9 times out of 10, I've pretty much, like, anybody that I've talked to about anime, I mentioned Samurai Champloo. They've heard of it, so it's pretty well known. Never quite hit the highs of Bebop here. Yeah, I mean, true. Especially despite it being Samurai Champloo came out later. But, I mean, you know, same person directed it. So, I mean, it still ended up being a win, but I do agree. Didn't hit as high as Cowboy Bebop. I would agree. Okay. Y'all like Studio Ghibli? Here's a favorite of mine. Spirited Away. Definitely one of the top Studio Ghibli movies for me. Like, at least the top 5. I've seen this in the theater twice. Twice in the theater during Studio Ghibli Fest. But definitely see a lot of cosplay for this guy right here. But Spirited Away, definitely, I want to say a lot of people that are into Studio Ghibli movies definitely have this on their list. So, definitely a very well-known Miyazaki movie. But yeah, Spirited Away. Really, really good. Alright, let's keep that going with The Secret World of Arrietty. Now, originally, I had never heard of this one until I saw it in the theater when it was during Studio Ghibli Fest not last year. I think the year before last. This surprisingly was good. I didn't know anything about it, and I had never heard of it, but I checked it out, and I actually enjoyed this. Definitely not, I wouldn't say it's as action-packed or anything like that compared to, say, Princess Mononoke or even Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, but still, definitely loved the art style. The characters were pretty neat, and it was a very interesting story. But really glad that I ended up seeing this in the theater. This was money well spent. So I don't know if a lot of Studio Ghibli fans like talk much about this one, but I thought this was good. I definitely thought this was good. Secret World of Arrietty. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a try. You might surprise yourself. Okay, this next one, this was one that I remember used to watch in the afternoons, and it was a very wacky cartoon. Very wacky, but Samurai Pizza Cats. This is the complete collection, 52 episodes on one disc. Joe Valesco, hey, good to see you. Spirited Away is my top 10 favorite anime newest movies. Oh, nice, nice. It's definitely a great movie. That's definitely a great movie. Samurai Pizza Cats. This was a very goofy show, but just, I mean, the cats, the cool looking armor, like, it was funny. The characters looked cool. They had on fancy samurai armor, so it was a win for me. Definitely, it wasn't one that I seen all the way through, because I think I watched it for at least like a month, and then I just kind of faded away. Ah, yes, Carlos the Creative. Who do you call when you want a slice of pepperoni? Samurai Pizza Cats. See? He remembers. He definitely remembers. But yeah, I remember the day that I saw this up for pre-order on Blu-ray, and I was just like, oh snap, the Samurai Pizza Cats, I gotta have it. I totally have to have it. But, yeah, if you want a nice taste of pizza, action, and a lot of goofy comedy, Samurai Pizza Cats. That's where you go to. And it's a pretty old anime. You'll definitely notice in the animation. It's fairly old, but still a wacky, goofy show. So here's the Samurai Pizza Cats. Okay, this next one definitely, unfortunately, I haven't finished this, but it was a day one buy for me. And lately, I have seen it discounted, but definitely was a pickup. Shoutouts to Gendy Tartakovsky for this creation, and that is complete series of Samurai Jack. But yeah, 5 seasons. Seasons 1 through 4 have 13 episodes. Season 5 has 10 episodes. But this has a lot of special features as well. But I remember when Samurai Jack debuted, and when I heard that Gendy Tartakovsky was the main man behind it, who also is one of the main folks behind Dexter's Laboratory. And I was just like, oh, snap. This was a totally different approach from Dexter's Laboratory. And I tell you, the action was just really, really cool. And Samurai Jack, quite an iconic character. Unfortunately, I've never seen anybody cosplay as Samurai Jack. And then again, I mean, I would think that cosplaying Samurai Jack would be easy. But I've never seen any Samurai Jack cosplay. It's kind of a bummer. But definitely really, really great cartoon. But yeah, shout outs to Gendy Tartakovsky for this. Excellent cartoon. Alright. Ready for some more Shinichiro Watanabe directed anime? Very, very funny with some good dose of action. Joe Valesco says, I remember when Samurai Jack came out on Cartoon Network. Yep, same here. Checked it out. Fell in love. Carlos the Creative says, what did you feel about the 5th season? Sadly, I haven't gotten to the 5th season. So it's one that I haven't finished. So it's in the backlog. The furthest that I got to was about the middle of season 2. So I got a long ways to go, unfortunately. So go with an open mind. Okay, we'll do. Thanks for the heads up. But yeah, this next one, very, very funny, and I love the opening theme as well as the animation. Space Dandy. Yes. Couple of friends of mine recommended Space Dandy to me. I had heard of it here and there, but what got me interested was finding out that Shinichiro Watanabe directed this. Then I was like, oh yeah, I definitely got to check it out. Checked it out, loved it, hilarious, watched it all the way through, like binged it. It was cool. When I watched it, it was actually on Hulu when I watched this all the way through. So I have to say, like, a lot of my older days of watching anime, or like within the last couple of years, have mainly been between Hulu and Crunchyroll and VRV. A dandy man in space, indeed, indeed. But yeah, very very funny. And like I said, not too long, only 26 episodes, but definitely funny, and definitely, borderline. There's some boobies here and there and such. So, it kind of pushed that envelope. But still, it was a really, really good anime. Very funny. Loved it. Ian Sinclair is amazing. This is peak Watanabe. Needed more love. Another one, Carol and Tuesday. I loved Carol and Tuesday. I remember attending a panel at Animazement where Watanabe-san was talking about Carol and Tuesday. And it got me so hyped because I went into watching Carol and Tuesday not ever seeing a single trailer, and pretty much enjoyed the mess out of it. It's been a few years now, so I'm hoping Carol and Tuesday comes out on Blu-ray before the end of this year, because I definitely want that quite a bit. And the soundtrack was amazing. Oh yeah, the sort of bebop spinoff. It was another music. It was another music anime, kind of like, because there was Cowboy Bebop, and he also did Kids on the Slope as well, which you'll see in the archive of my previous 2 parts. But yeah, it kind of had that musical American Idol sort of feel to it, but 2 aspiring musicians, partner up and try to ascend to fame. It's a great story. It's a really great story. It's on Netflix. They split it into 2 parts, but it is a great story. The soundtrack is amazing. The music's great. I highly recommend Carol and Tuesday. If you're into music anime, I highly recommend it. Next up, I want to give a shout out to Visceral Motions for this next anime movie. He told me about this, and actually I watched this whole movie at Animazement in one of the video rooms, and that is Summer Wars. Koi Koi? Summer Wars was really funny. Not only that, but I really liked the art style. The art style was really cool, and just like, the action that they did within that network, in that like cyber world where they did that Koi Koi game. I definitely enjoyed this. Like I said, Visceral Motions, shout out to you. He recommended it to me. I checked it out. Fell in love. Carlos Creative says, the second real Digimon Digimon? Ugh. Really? Digimon? Really? I'm not a Pokemon or a Digimon fan, so I could never get into Pokemon or Digimon. I just felt like they were the same thing, just 2 different worlds. Recommend it for anyone who likes Belle. I've heard about Belle. Is Belle any good? Remember the Digimon movie? I've never seen the Digimon movie and have no plans to. Like, I look at Digimon and Pokemon as the same thing, and I don't like either, so. The second part was directed by the same director of Summer Wars and Belle. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out, because I've heard Belle mentioned off and on, so I have to check that out. But yeah, I highly recommend Summer Wars. Summer Wars was really good. Okay, next up. Next up, we have. This was one that I kind of. Oh, a lot of what Summer Wars features came from that second part of the Digimon movie. Really? Interesting. Huh. So you're saying maybe I should give Digimon a chance because of that? Huh. That's an interesting take. Let me get you a link. Okay. Yeah, sure. Post it. Just the movie. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. So this next anime, I kind of accidentally came across this. This is not hentai, but it's definitely another music anime. Had a very interesting story. It's only 12 episodes, but I actually ended up enjoying it. And that is Sunny Ani, the Supersonico the animation. And of course, Jessica Nigri is plays as Sonico. And you know what? It looks very girly. It definitely is girly. But you know what? I enjoyed the music. The story was interesting. This was one of those anime that I never thought that I would enjoy, and I ended up enjoying it. It's weird. But hey, I have no problem admitting it. But it was actually kind of hard to find this on DVD. I eventually did on Amazon. Doubt this will ever come to Blu-ray. But you know, if you like music and then you can like deal with all the girly stuff, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it. So, yeah, definitely check it out. It follows a all girl band as they're going through college. But yeah, definitely thought the music was cool. But yeah, pretty good. Give it a chance if you want. Okay, next up, this is a movie that I used to see all the time, whether it was on HBO or Cinemax, just here and there, Stars. Saw this movie all the time, and it still has one of my favorite fights ever in an anime. And that is Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. I have seen this movie so many times. This movie never gets old. And this has the greatest fight ever between Chun-Li and Vega. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you have to just look up that fight on YouTube, so be it. This movie spoiled me rotten. Me too. Necromancy Black says, is this the movie where you get to see the boobs of the world's strongest woman? Did you really have to go there, Necromancy Black? Yes, it's true. The shower scene, yes, it's true. Oh my god. You just had to go there. Carlos says, all my friends in high school were so impressed at the fight scenes of DBZ growing up. Oh yeah, totally understandable. I mean, fair warning for the shower scene. Yeah. You called it. You definitely called it. And there's me asking, why can't DBZ have good fight scenes like Street Fighter 2? Yeah. I mean, DBZ had its share of good fights, but it doesn't beat out this, like, Chun-Li versus Vega. Or even, I mean, shoot. Even though it wasn't too long, Sagat versus Ryu was also good. And even Ryu versus Fei Long. This movie is more Ninja Scroll than Dragon Ball. Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. Joe Valesco said, I didn't know that's a movie. Oh, dude. This is the movie to watch. This is the Street Fighter movie to watch right here. Like, hands down. Hands down. This is the movie to watch. But yeah. And of course, this has the uncut version as well. So, definitely check this out. This movie inspired the creation of Alpha. Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. But if you're a Street Fighter fan, this is a must. Not just a must watch, it's a must buy. It's a must buy. So, definitely. Great animated movie. Has some awesome fights. Chun-Li versus Vega. Still one of my favorites of all time. So, highly recommend. Without this movie, we would never have Street Fighter Alpha or Darkstalkers or anything from Capcom. You make a fair point. You definitely make a fair point. Okay, next up, I only have one piece of this, mainly because the rest of it is so freaking expensive. But hopefully, little by little, I'll get the rest of this series, but right now I just have one of the movies, and that's Sword Art Online, the movie Ordinal Scale. The really bad thing about this, I mean, Sword Art Online, great series. The crappy thing about it is that it's manufactured by Aniplex. And Aniplex, their box sets are super expensive. And it's ridiculous. Some of the recent box sets for Sword Art Online are like, dang on $200, $250. It's ridiculous. So, I'm hoping to own the whole series of this, but shoot. Yeah. It's just, they're hard to get. And it's definitely one of those series that you got to get one by one, because each of the box sets, I mean, season 1 and season 2 is not too bad. Well, I mean, actually, yeah, kind of is. I mean, they're both about $150 a piece. Gun Gale is pretty affordable, but the other series outside of the movies, way too freaking expensive. Thanks a lot, Aniplex, you suck. But this is a start, right? And this movie was pretty good, but hey, it's a start. I just wish I had the series. But hopefully, little by little, I'll get the whole series of this. But Sword Art Online, I mean, it's on Hulu, it's on Crunchyroll, I believe it's still on Crunchyroll. I think some of it's on Netflix. I could be wrong. But if you like that MMO type of anime, I mean, which you have a few. You have that, you have Log Horizon, you have, what's the most recent one? Oh yeah, Rising of the Shield Hero. So, if you like anime like that, check out Sword Art Online. And then to finish off for the S's, this is another one. Shout out to a good friend of mine, Joe Williford. He actually recommended this anime to me. I haven't gotten through it, but I've seen some good things. I've seen a few episodes, and it actually looks really neat. Samurai 7. But yeah, shout out to Joe Williford. He recommended it to me. But definitely was pretty action-packed from what I've seen. I've seen like the first 4 episodes. But definitely heard a lot of great things about this anime as well. 26 episodes as well. So this is definitely one I need to visit and get through. But hey, from what I've seen so far, pretty solid anime. And this is actually a Blu-ray DVD combo. But yeah, Samurai 7. I own it. Okay, that concludes the letter S. Let's get to the T. Now, I'm going to go ahead and knock this one out. So this one right here, this was my childhood. The biggest part of my childhood, starting out, growing up, when I was a little boy, a little Blitzball champ. Getting into this cartoon eventually led me to seeing my very first movie ever seen in the theaters. Seen the first 3 movies so many times. Would imitate the moves and everything as much as I could. I used to have a lot of the action figures as well. But this was a big part of my childhood. Whether it was video games, the cartoons, the movies, the toys, the comics. This was a real big part of my childhood. Y'all probably already know what it is. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a Half Shell. Turtle Power. But yes, I remember I actually bought this off Amazon.com, and then later on I started to see this pop up at Best Buy. And normally they have separate DVDs for this, but then I saw this baby and I knew I had to get it. But, you know, you open it up and it houses the discs, each of the discs in here, but I have them in my main case. But it's the complete classic series, and it even came with a booklet. Oops, sorry about that. But yeah, there's a booklet, and it is 10 seasons with 193 episodes. So, and you know what? It was actually pretty affordable. This was only about $60. You know, I don't think I've ever seen this. I don't think I've ever seen this higher than $80. But when I got it off of Amazon, it was $60. And actually, when I saw it in Best Buy at the time, long time ago, it was $65. So, but yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a ginormous part of my childhood. You know, I have a brother, and growing up, for him, it was G.I. Joe. For me, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The first live-action Ninja Turtles movie was the very first movie I've ever seen in the theaters. My mom took me to see that movie. One of my favorite memories. As a matter of fact, all 3 of the live-action movies, and then the first animated movie, saw all 4 of those in the theaters. Joe Valesco says, "What do you think about the live-action Ninja Turtles?" I enjoyed the first 3 movies, but when Michael Bay tried to take it over and do something with it, trash. Saw the first one, trash. I didn't even bother to watch the second Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, because when they did that first Michael Bay live action Ninja Turtles, it was trash. The only good thing I enjoyed about that movie was the elevator scene. That's it. But the original, the first 3 live action movies, I definitely enjoyed. Definitely enjoyed. But yeah, and then, you know, so this accounts for the complete original cartoon. And then they did a couple of reboots since then. They did one reboot, I think it was 06, 07, or maybe a little bit earlier than that. It was probably a little bit earlier than that. where they had the count 'em off 1, 2, 3, 4 turtles opening theme. I watched that for a little bit, for maybe about a month or so. It was all right, but I wouldn't say it's as good as the original series. And then Nickelodeon took over the Ninja Turtles, and they did a cartoon series, which I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good. And then there was another series called, I think, The Rise of the Ninja Turtles, which I heard was bad. One day, O3 Turtles will get their spotlight. Okay, so that's the one. That's the second one. I mean, I don't know. When they changed April O'Neil from the news reporter to a lab assistant, that rubbed me the wrong way. That rubbed me the wrong way, personally. Like, just, that was weird. And then, how they changed up Baxter Stockman, just, yeah. Shredder's design was alright, but I think the original Shredder looked the best. Lab Assistant was closer to the comics. I guess just, I don't know. News reporter April O'Neil in the yellow jumpsuit will always be top for me. But you do make a good point. Lab Assistant April O'Neil was closer to the shit for about a good month or so, month and a half. But just like, I just didn't get as wowed by it as the original cartoon. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I gave it a chance. I gave it a chance, but just, I don't know. I never got all the way through O3 Ninja Turtles, but just, I don't know. The art style was cool. I didn't mind the art style. It was just, I don't know, it's just something about how they did some of the designs. Just, it was weird. And then Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles, like, I've heard it was good, but just the way it looks, that like, was it 3D blocky design Ninja Turtles? That just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to just sit down and give it a chance, because I've never watched like an episode. I've only seen clips, but a lot of Ninja Turtles fans tell me that 2013 Turtles, Nickelodeon Turtles, is good. So I think I just have to sit down and just give it a try. Ron Paulson does Donatello. I did hear about that. You may like 2013 more. 2013 is a balance between the comics and 80s cartoon. The 80s Turtles are the divergent ones. I think I need to just sit down and just give it a try. Because, like I said, I've never seen a 2013 episode, so I have to give it a try. Joe Valesco says he watched the Nickelodeon version. Okay, so you've seen it. Carlos also says Rise is just more comedic. Oh, really? Interesting. Also use lighter colors too for the turtles, and just like each had a different design bandana and whatnot. But yeah. Also give Rise a chance. It has the amazing animation and fight scenes. Oh, it's got some great fight scenes? Oh, okay. Okay. Now is Rise still going, or did they already finish that series? Because Rise is like fairly new, right? Oh, and while my mind is on it, y'all know what tomorrow is, right? So y'all know to tune in. Y'all know to tune in tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. No VF Arena, because I will be streaming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So I'm gonna be all over that tomorrow evening. It's gonna be fun. Finished, but it will conclude with a movie. Oh, they're gonna do a movie. Ooh, interesting. But yeah, I'll have to give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. I have to see if I can put that on my watch list. Wanted to get that game, but my dog's needs come first. Understandable, totally understandable. Oh, do you have Xbox One or Series X? Because if you do, it'll be on Game Pass. It'll be on Game Pass. If you have either of those consoles, it'll be on Game Pass. So, but yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was my childhood, which led to seeing my first movie ever in the theaters. Just, the video games. I mean, the classic arcade Ninja Turtles was the first ever arcade I ever played in my life. It was when I was at, no, I have PC, but I can't give money to subscriptions right now. Ah, gotcha. Understandable. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original arcade game, I first played at Chuck E. Cheese Pizza, in my hometown of Raleigh, North Carolina. But this was back when it used to be called Showbiz Pizza. Do y'all remember Showbiz Pizza? That was before it became Chuck E. Cheese Pizza. It was Showbiz Pizza. And I remember my mom took me there for my birthday. Had another one of my childhood friends there. My brother was there. And I remember my mom got me about $20 worth of tokens that day. That was such a great birthday. And to get an opportunity to play that Ninja Turtles game, I mean, whew. I mean, back then, $20 worth of tokens, that's a lot. That is a lot. For an arcade, that's a lot. But my childhood. Okay, that is it for the teas. I don't have... Oh, wait, no. That is not it for the teas. What am I talking about? Hold up. We got plenty more to go. I'm jumping the gun. I am jumping the gun. Okay. Carlos says, I don't remember where I played it, but my first video game was TMNT Arcade. Oh, that's a good one. My first hero I idolized was Leonardo. So I take it that's your favorite turtle? Mine is Donatello, which nowadays I hear a lot of people's favorites, Donatello. But yeah, and just I love the design of the multiple different enemies that they made for the original series. Good times. Very good times. Okay, let's get into the teas. Alright, first up, this first anime, always wanted to be Leonardo, but I have come to accept myself as a Raphael. Ooh, okay. Nothing wrong with that. Raphael was a beast. He was a hothead, but he was a beast. Especially in the video game Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Oh man, he was ruthless in that game. So this next anime, I came across this via Toonami, and shout out to my cousin Josh McMillan. he really also got me very heavy into this anime. Tenshi Muyo. So right here is the OVA collection, which is really, really rare to find, and I got extremely lucky to be able to order this off of the Funimation site. I think I got like the last one before they like sold out on the site. So I got very, very lucky in getting this, because this one is actually very hard to find. They have it at anime conventions as well, but it's like, get ready to pay at least $180 to like $200 or more just for this alone. But yeah, this is the complete series of the OVA, which was really, really good. And then we had Ryo-Oki, which was the follow-up. Not as good, but, I mean, it was a continuation. But definitely not as... I don't think it was as good as the original OVA collection. Also have Tenshi Universe, which I thought was really good. You know, in a way, it's kind of a retelling, but in a different way. But I really, overall, when it comes to Tenshi Muyo, I really love the character designs. I was a big fan of Little Washu. Ryoko was really cool. Kione was really cool. Kagato was really cool. Like, had a lot of really awesome characters. And I've seen a lot of great cosplay for this as well. Shout out to Browdozer, aka Brazzle Pants. She does an excellent Ryoko cosplay. It's like one of her signature cosplays. But definitely enjoyed Tenshi Universe. And then, of course, the next part, Tenshi in Tokyo. My girl, Sakuya, on the front. I really like Sakuya. And the story behind her was really cool. But, you know, of course, ended up being Tenshi's girlfriend while he was in Tokyo. But I know, compared to the others, this was kind of on the bottom with what a lot of people have been saying compared to, like, the other parts. I like Tenshi in Tokyo, personally. I thought it was really good. And then my cousin introduced me to these, because he had these. And that's Tenshi Muyo, the movie collection. Which the movies were really, really good. Especially, I really liked how they did some more backstory on Tenshi's mother. Which was actually really, really interesting and also really tragic. But the movies were really good. It's actually 3 movies. Yeah, 3 movies. But past this version of Tenshi, when it started getting to like GXP, World on Geminar, I wasn't really digging them. But if you want, there's a decent bit of action, but if you want a really good drama with some comedy in between, I highly recommend the Tenshi Muyo series. The OVA, Ryo-Oki, Tenshi in Tokyo, Tenshi Universe, and the movies. And then you could stop there. But definitely recommend these. I watched Tenshi, the OVA, Tenshi Universe, and Tenshi in Tokyo all on Toonami. So, definitely highly recommend these if you can find them all. Like I said, the hardest was definitely the OVA collection. That's the rarest. So, I got lucky. I got really lucky. But definitely check these out. Really, really good. Okay. Next up, this was another anime that I greatly enjoyed. Definitely liked the action. And it was only about 2 years ago that I finally saw the movie for this. And that is Um, Trigun, which I remember watching Trigun. Watched it on Adult Swim. Vash the Stampede. Very funny, cool character. But the movie was awesome. The movie was really awesome. Badlands Rumble, great movie. But yeah, Vash the Stampede, very cool character. And just overall, great action anime. Um, the only thing I didn't like was the ending of the series. Did not like the ending. The ending was blah. But overall, definitely enjoyed the anime. I have to revisit it at some point. It was a long time ago that I got all the way through the series, so I'd have to revisit it. But I'm really, really hoping, as you can see, the movie is on Blu-ray. They still don't have the series on Blu-ray. So I'm really, really hoping they finally bring this to Blu-ray. Love and peace, Carlos. You are right. I'm still... And then you have to remember how long it took for them to bring the Inuyasha TV series to Blu-ray? So that's probably what's going to end up happening with Trigun. But I'm really, really hoping and praying that they will bring the series to Blu-ray. It's been long overdue. So, Funimation, whoever, bring it to Blu-ray. It's been long overdue. But, great series, great movie as well. Hilarious. Okay, this next one, it's another Studio Ghibli movie. This was one of the more recent ones that I saw in the theater. The art style is weird. The story is interesting. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know if anybody on here has seen it, but it's the tale of the Princess Kaguya. Like I said, I actually got a chance to see this in the theater during Studio Ghibli Fest a year ago. It was interesting. It was very, very interesting. And I don't think this is a Studio Ghibli movie that a lot of people talk about. So, I mean, I would watch it again. I mean, I own it. But I feel like this is one of those Studio Ghibli movies that doesn't get talked about much. So, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But I guess as Carlos says, have an open mind about it. Because the animation is very unique and the story is very unique. But they did a steelbook release for this. But yeah, I thought it was alright. It was just weird. It was just really weird. Hey, Princess Fluff. Carlos Creative. Ooh, Princess Kaguya. Did you like that one, Carlos? Because I feel like it's... Yeah, that's a good point. Not for everyone, but it's a work of art. Yeah, it had a very unique art style. Very unique. But I definitely agree with you. I would say that definitely not for everyone. Loved it, but my parents hated the ending. Yeah, the ending... Yeah. I felt like it could have been better, but... It definitely is one that separates itself from the other movies. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. Ooh. Not sure what that account says, because I think that's in Japanese. But Princess Kaguya is a story made over 1,000 years ago in Japan. Yeah, I was kind of under the gist that it was... I wasn't sure if it was based on an old story or folktale or legend, but I definitely see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean. And I don't remember when like in the timeline when that one came out, but definitely I would say out of all the Studio Ghibli movies, definitely one of the most unique Studio Ghibli movies. So I still recommend it. I'd still definitely recommend it. Just for those that haven't seen it, have an open mind about it, because it's definitely going to be different from the others. But moving on to the next title, this was also part of my childhood. Not as huge as the Ninja Turtles, but it was growing. It was definitely growing, and it's a very iconic series, and I'm sure y'all already know what this one is. And it wasn't too long ago that I saw the movie for this in the theaters, and that is the Transformers. More than meets the eye, robots in disguise. And I have this 15 DVD set. Complete original series of the Transformers. Oh, wait. There's more, because yes, I do also have the movie as well. Steelbook. And like I said, it wasn't that long ago that I saw the movie in the theaters. Now, the Steelbook is actually a 2-disc set, Blu-ray. But yeah, the Transformers. Definitely very well-known, iconic series as well that I grew up around. My brother watched some Transformers. I think I may have watched more compared to him, because, like I said, he was more so into G.I. Joe. That's his go-to, just like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my go-to. But I made room for the Transformers. Till all are one. But yeah, I definitely made room for Transformers. But definitely, it's a great classic series. I don't think this will ever get old. I don't think this will ever get old. I never really... Oh, Necromancy Black says, oh, I'm back for the good stuff. Yeah, we got the good stuff on here. Now, as far as the later series, I never really... I'm not going to say the later series was bad. I don't feel like I've seen enough of the later series. So, Oh, Necromancy Black says, watch these box sets, Beast Wars, and then you can happily ignore other Transformers. Oh, so the later Transformers seasons you didn't like? You didn't think were good? I do remember Beast Wars. I've seen a little bit of Beast Wars. But yeah, you didn't like the later Transformers series like Cybertron or anything like that? I mean, like, other series. Oh, I see. G1 is great in the movie. I even like the seasons post-movie. Oh. Interesting. But, also, shout out to Chief Flash. Chief Flash was a big fan of the Transformers. I think this was definitely one of his go-tos. And then Beast Wars was just a chef's kiss. Yeah, I do definitely remember Beast Wars. I didn't see a whole lot of it, but I definitely remember Beast Wars. It ends up tying back into the G1 lore. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. But, Transformers is pretty easy to find. I wouldn't say these are rare. These are pretty easy to find, to be honest with you. But yeah. Classics. Let's see. Okay, that was T. I don't have any U's. I don't have any V's. I do have a few W's. I got a couple of W's. Okay. So for the W's, this series, I actually recently, probably about half a year ago, actually watched this series all the way through. And it was really, really good. I know it's another one that's been on Adult Swim, but when I owned this, I definitely enjoyed it. And that's Wolf's Rain. Complete series of Wolf's Rain. Really, really good. Definitely enjoyed the opening thing. Stray! Stray! Who mentions Monkey? Monkey versus Truck, and that's just Prime. Fair enough, fair enough. But Wolf's Rain I thought was really good. Great action. Very, very weird kind of story. Some of it was kind of confusing, but I definitely like the action for this. It's one that I may have to revisit again just because the story was really weird. But definitely like Wolf's Rain. Had good action. I love the animation as well. And it's another Funimation title. So yeah. Wolf's Rain. Good. Ignore us. We're just geeking over Beast Wars. Waspinator wants solo spinoff. Ah, I see. Hey, you are free to geek out as much as y'all want. Okay, this next one, another Miyazaki Studio Ghibli. This was actually a good one. Definitely enjoyed this one. Carlos says, Wolf's Rain was pretty good, but made no sense to me. Yeah, the story was weird. The story was really weird, so I can understand why you'd feel that way. But this next one, this was another good one. The Wind Rises. Another Studio Ghibli Miyazaki movie. Saw this in the theater as well. It was good. It was definitely good. I can't say that it really stood out as special like Kiki's Delivery Service or Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle, but it's still a good watch. It's still a really good watch. Haven't seen this one. Yeah, this was a pretty good one. This was definitely a pretty good one. So, definitely very dramatic. So, that movie is kind of problematic. Oh, you think it's kind of problematic? I guess in what sense? Wait a minute. Refresh my memory, Carlos. Is this the one? Because this was like, I saw this like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Is this the one that was like the really, really, because I think it was this one or one of the other ones that was controversial. Is about the guy who was inspired to create the Zero Fighter. Yeah. I remember now. But yeah, I definitely felt like when we talk Studio Ghibli movies, I felt like this one kind of, I mean, I never felt that it stood out as much as the others. Like as far as like in the top 5 or so. The same Zero Fighter bombers who bombed Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I agree. Was never the creator's intentions. That is Japanese government who perverted his desires. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. You know what it kind of reminds me of? I mean, in a way, it makes me think about Rurouni Kenshin. And y'all, for those that don't know, I mean, I'm sure some know the background behind the person behind Rurouni Kenshin, what he got in trouble for. So it hurts. It stings when I first heard about that. So it kind of reminds me of that in a way. Sort of, how this with Pearl Harbor. So, yeah. It's really unfortunate because I was really big into, Rurouni Kenshin. But, of course, the man behind Rurouni Kenshin, I mean, I'm not going to say specifically what he did, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So, this next one, saw this once. It was alright. Kenshin's still good. The Wind Rises is good, just controversial. Yeah, which is understandable. Definitely understandable. This next one, saw this in the theater. It was alright. Very dramatic, but it was alright. Whisper of the Heart, another Studio Ghibli film. I think I saw this one in the theater 2 years ago, but it was all right. I mean, put it on your list, knock it out, that kind of thing. And I'll probably have to revisit this, but I thought it was all right. But I wouldn't say this one was anything very special, personally. But yeah, Whisper of the Heart. Saw this in the theater 2 years ago during Studio Ghibli Fest. So, and like I said, they did a lot of steelbooks for these Miyazaki movies and such. This next one, oh my goodness! Shout out to my good friends that I used to work with at Disney Streaming. We had a movie outing, and we got a chance to see this in the theaters. And let me tell you, it was quite an experience, good and bad. And just some of the reactions. Shout out to my good friend Alex Huggins. He knows what I'm talking about. But beautifully animated movie, but man, it this was quite an experience. But it's a Makoto Shinkai movie, Weathering with You. Now, definitely, Makoto Shinkai, his recent movies have been really, really very well animated. And this one is no different. The thing about when we saw this in the theater, first off, we had ordered tickets to see it dubbed, but they ended up showing subbed, and they didn't turn the lights down until about 15 minutes into the movie. So thankfully, we were able to get a free ticket at the end of the movie just because of those mishaps. But I remember Alex's reaction to like the ending and just like the characters and how one was just so set on being with the girl where all this rain was controlled by. It just turned into like this weird sort of like romantic drama. I will never forget a friend of mine's reaction. He lit this up. He didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed it for definitely the animation. The story was definitely weird. But one of the recent Makoto Shinkai movies, beautifully animated, but got the steelbook of this one. And I think they also did a 4K release of this as well. Like a 4K, Ultra 4K release. I think they did for this. But yeah, Weathering with You. Pretty good. Very well animated. And then to finish off the W's, I remember coming across this anime. Believe it was on Adult Swim. It was pretty neat. I didn't see a whole lot of it. Like, I never finished it. But I thought it was pretty neat for what it was. And that's Witch Hunter Robin. Any of y'all remember Witch Hunter Robin? Shoot, I don't know too many people that have heard of this anime, but it was very interesting. It was very dark, but never finished it. But I don't know too many people that know of this anime. Oh, Necromancy Black says, "Oh, I remember this. Only saw a bit of it." Yeah. But I remember back when it was first coming out. Yeah, I remember the trailer that they showed for this. I was just like, that's all. But yeah, at some point I'll go through this. But I just figured that not a lot of people knew about this, or at least I don't know too many people that, I could say Witch Hunter Robin. They're like, huh? So, but yeah. So that finishes the W's. I do have Y's. I don't have any X's. And I don't have any Z. So the Y's will be the last. So this first one, it's another Makoto Shinkai movie that I've not only seen once in the theater, but twice in the theater. And let me tell you, very beautifully animated, and yet it might take you seeing this movie like at least maybe 2 to possibly 3 times to fully understand the story, because the story can be a little confusing. And that is not my name, but your name. Yes, I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I was hyped because I was like, oh my god, that is so beautifully animated. But yeah, saw this twice in the theater, loved it. It's just, you have to really, really like be paying attention, like to like little details to really fully grasp the story. And I don't even 100% have it down packed, to be honest with you. But great soundtrack, very awesomely animated. Necromancy Black says, never bothered to watch this, but know lots of people who love it. Oh, I remember the buzz this got when this first came out here in the States. Like, when I first saw it, the theater was packed. It wasn't as packed the second time I saw it, but the first time I saw this, the theater was packed. So this got a lot of buzz, and I'm pretty sure this won a couple of awards as well. But definitely a great drama, like romantic drama kind of movie. But just, I fell in love instantly with the animation after watching the trailer. But yeah, I do need to go back and watch this dubbed. Both times I watched this, it was subtitled. So I actually haven't seen this dubbed, as shocking as that is. So I actually need to go back and watch this dubbed at some point. But definitely I feel like this is one of Makoto Shinkai's best movies. So definitely, highly, if you're a big fan of romantic comedy and you want a beautiful masterpiece, Your Name. Check it out. Okay, next up, I want to give a shout out to Visceral Motions. He introduced me to this anime, and we actually watched, me, him, and Omar, so shout out to Omar as well. We actually watched a couple of episodes of this anime together, and I've heard a lot of great things about the story and the soundtrack. Although I heard it gets really sad later, so I have to prepare myself for that because I haven't finished it. But this was a day one purchase when I found out this was coming to Blu-ray. But, and that is Your Lie in April. I originally saw this on Crunchyroll, 22 episodes, but yeah, I hear it's quite a great drama. And you know what? For this being another Aniplex box set, this was nowhere near as expensive as the other anime box sets, like Sword Art Online and Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. This one was nowhere near as expensive as those. And I got this day one. So, definitely, if you like music, like drama, definitely check this out. But like I said, I've been warned that it gets sad along the way. So, just prepare yourself. That's all I can say. But, thought it was very, very good animation. The characters were pretty interesting. But yeah, like I said, it's another one that I need to go back through and finish. But definitely enjoyed the first couple episodes that I've seen. And shout outs to Omar and Visceral Motions. Visceral Motions introduced Your Lie in April to me. So definitely check this out. And this is also on Crunchyroll as well. It might be on Hulu, but I know for sure this is on Crunchyroll. And to conclude is this last one, which first came across this through Adult Swim. Very action-packed. Very old, but well-known anime. And definitely one that I enjoyed. Got pretty far, but never finished it. So this is another one that I gotta finish. But, shout outs to one of my good friends, Alicia. She loves Yu Yu Hakusho. This is in her top favorite animes of all time. But Yu Yu Hakusho. I remember first coming across this on Adult Swim. But very action packed. But yeah. Complete first season. Yusuke Urameshi on the cover. And then you've got the second season. You've got Kuwabara. You got the complete third season where you have Hiei. Got the complete fourth season where you have Kurama. And then you have the movie and Izo Hakusho. So pretty much movie and I guess the OVA as well. But yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho, definitely a very action-packed anime. Uses an old art style, but still very well done. Very well done art. But it's kind of a bummer they didn't have the movie on Blu-ray, the OVA on Blu-ray. It's kind of a bummer. But but Yu Yu Hakusho is definitely well known. I think the first couple of years I went to anime conventions, I definitely saw cosplay for Yu Yu Hakusho. Mostly Hiei, Kuwabara, and Kurama. Rarely would see any Yusuke Urameshi, which is kind of sad. Like, he's like the main protagonist, and I didn't ever see any cosplay for Yusuke Urameshi. Yu Yu Hakusho, the thinking man's DBZ. Indeed. But, like, Yusuke never got any cosplay love. I usually would see Hiei, Kurama, or Kuwabara. So, it's kind of a bummer. But definitely a well-loved anime. Like, I've never heard any negative things about Yu Yu Hakusho. But very well action-packed. And like I said, it was another Adult Swim anime. That was how I discovered it. But yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Blitzball Champ's anime collection. This was the third and final part. And like I said, I had a lot of fun doing these streams. So now y'all have an idea of anime, some of the anime that I currently own. And like I said, if you missed the first two streams, check them out. They should be archived on Twitch and on YouTube. So definitely check them out. But definitely enjoyed doing this. I still got a lot of anime to watch that I own and also that I have on my watch list. Because I stream on Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Netflix. I used to stream on Funimation and VRV, but Funimation got acquired by Crunchyroll, so that pretty much migrated over to Crunchyroll. And with VRV, like Funimation and High Dive used to be part of VRV, but once those kind of split, then I ended up just rolling back to Crunchyroll and canceling VRV. so yeah, those are pretty much my main streaming go-tos for anime. Hulu, Crunchyroll, Netflix. Which I think is a good solid 3. That covers quite a bit. So, those I definitely recommend. And like I said, I'm not the type that pirates anime or anything like that. If I like it, even like a little bit, whether I finish it or not, if I like it enough, I'll buy it. That's just me. I know everybody's different, but if it's something that I enjoy, I like to try to support it as much as I can by owning it, if possible. But Carlos Craves says, "Okay, gotta head out, champ. Thanks for chatting with me and for the follow." Oh yeah, absolutely. That's another thing I did today. I know a lot of y'all follow me on here, so I definitely want to take more and more time and go through my list and follow others, because a lot of y'all have been supporting me for a long time and I haven't followed y'all, so I wanted to do my part and go through and go through folks and see who I haven't followed so I could give them a proper follow. So yeah, I took some time earlier today to do that. But yeah, thank y'all so much for coming through tonight and for chatting with me, sharing with me y'all's thoughts. And like I said, that's the third and final part of my anime collection. I hope y'all enjoyed. Check out the archives. I enjoyed doing it. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give a follow. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Like I said, I stream on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube as well. So definitely check me out and don't forget to share the stream. But that will be all. Like I said, tune in to tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be doing a stream for the newly released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And I hope to have some friends with me as well and do a stream. Looking so forward to that. Finally getting my hands on that. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to relive my childhood again. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. This has been another Blitzball Champ Gaming stream. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all very soon. Take care. Peace.